to Checking In, a Lodging DEI chat. I am your studio host, Oren Stewart. Thank you all for joining us today. Stay tuned. We have a great episode in store.
Hey!
Again, thank you for joining us here at Checking In, a Lodging DEI chat. I'm your studio host, Oren Stewart. Now let's introduce our show hosts, Miranda Kitterlin Lynch and Mr. Leon Thomas. How are you guys doing?
Hi, great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Yes.
Hey, Oren, all is groovy. Thanks for being our host. And Oren, we didn't touch base with you. We haven't talked food with you. What's your favorite food before you disappear from the stream? What's your favorite food, Oren?
You know, it's funny. I don't really have a favorite food. I'll be honest with you. I think with having so many kids and always cooking so many different dishes, I'll say I enjoy Chick-fil-A. I'll just keep it right there.
Okay. All right.
I don't have to cook sometimes. Get a chance to go out and get some nuggets or something. I'm good to go. Yes.
Chick-fil-A. Right on. Thank you, Oren.
Have a great show.
Thanks. Hey, Miranda, what's happening?
All good things. Tell me about your
everything. We're just having a blast. Everything is good. The business, the Leon Thomas Group is doing well. The racquetball program, racquetballrevival.com, that's going well. But we're here for this show, for Checking In, a Lodging DEI chat. We're here at episode number
17.
17. Wow.
That better be the right number,
knew?
because I said it with a lot of enthusiasm.
Hey, just go with it. A lot of times it's the enthusiasm and the presentation that makes the case, that does the sale. It's not even the facts. 17 sounds good to me. We are rocking on. Who thought? Who knew?
Who knew?
Yeah.
And we have a very, very long list of people waiting to be on the show.
Yes. We
so I have
that
to assume there are others that want to be on the show.
Yes. And if
how
you
do they
want
get
to,
on the show?
Here you go. Let's make it real simple. If you would like to be a guest on the show, you can send me an email. All right. And there's a new email address. So I'm going to ask our production team to not show it. Don't show the one that we've been using before. I want to give you the new email address. That's Leon at theleonthomasgroup.com. So send me an email there, Leon at theleonthomasgroup.com, if you would like to be a guest on the show. And Miranda, if folks want to contact you to be a guest on the show, how do they do it?
You can always email me at ilmkitterl@fiu.edu. You can find me on LinkedIn. And as always, you can simply Google Miranda Kitterlin Lynch. You could probably just Google Miranda Kitterlin. It's going to be I'm the only one you're going to find.
Love the line. Yes, that's right. So Miranda, we have a great conversation, great show lined up with Twanna Rachal-Woods. Why don't you go ahead and introduce her as we bring her into the show?
Well, our guest is incredible, and she has many facets. If you looked at her LinkedIn, you would see that she is an author, entrepreneur, sales coach, and hospitality professional, but she's also the founder and president of Icebreakers Unlimited. Welcome, Twanna.
I love it. That's so cute. Hold that up again. I like
it.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for the promotion.
Right on. Hey, welcome to the show. It's good.
It's good to be here. I feel so honored.
We are honored that you would take the time.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for joining us. Miranda, what was that you were holding up? What I saw the logo and all, but what is it?
This is a very fancy coaster that I received over the holidays.
Oh, you got a coaster.
Yours is coasting along in the mail, Leon.
Mine is coasting. Look, I'm sitting here at my desk. I got water bottles that are cold, just sitting here. Condensation is building up right here on the whole computer system might go kaplunk because of water leaking and rolling. Oh, I don't even get a coaster.
I'll send you my crummy old one since I have a fancy new one now.
Oh, gee, thanks. You guys are, you're just so nice. Brother, feeling the love over here in beautiful Baltimore, Maryland.
I got you. Now, when you get it, you have to hold it up just like she did.
Listen,
The only
I
thing.
get it. I'm gonna hold it up, right? I'll do a video about it.
What?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
the life of an icebreaker coaster. I love it.
I'll do I'll do the video.
That's so
Uh,
fun. I got this amazing package in the mail. And also in the package was this beautiful Icebreakers Unlimited travel blanket. And as soon as I took it out of the box and looked at it, my 4-year-old snatched it out of my hand and
No.
decided that it was a bed for her snow leopards. And so it's right in my living room, covered in snow leopards.
Well, that's okay. That now see, now I have to deal with this with Leon. You're telling all the secrets.
okay, let's just go into the other part of the conversation because the deeper this goes, you got coasters, blankets. I don't even want to know what else. So
It's
let's
a woman
drop it.
thing. It's a woman thing. You wouldn't
A
understand.
Louisiana woman thing.
A Louisiana woman thing at that.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, let me just say congratulations. I heard you guys say it's your 17th. Is this the 17th episode right here? Am I
It
number
is.
17?
You
I
are
am
number
young and
17.
I am
Yes.
loving it. That is great. And I said, I know a song with 17 in it. And actually, there was a rock band, the Wingers. They did a song called 17 in
If
1989.
you sing it a little bit to me, it'll make my year.
I'm not doing that. We don't want to lose the audience.
If
Absolutely. Don't have
if you sing it, I won't ask for a coaster or a blanket.
I'm gonna give you a
Is that-
coaster and a blanket.
Oh
Not
no,
doing
okay, no singing.
I'm
All
gonna say
right.
number 17.
All right, let's get rocking and rolling here before I feel worse
Too
about
left
not
out.
receiving everything. Yeah, I didn't get any swag. Go ahead, Miranda.
Well, Twanna, again, thank you for being here. I am such a big fan of yours. Ever since I met you, I knew that you were something special. I know that I've read out your LinkedIn description as well as your title to our listeners. But if someone were to approach you, say at a cocktail party, and say, "Hey, who are you and what do you do?" What would you reply?
Well, it depends on how I'm feeling, to be honest. Uh, I would definitely tell you that I'm Twanna. I am the president of Icebreakers Unlimited, which is a sales support management company. And we, we're an outsourced sales team. And we're there when your team can't be, or you just need to fill in the gap because we know sales is most important in running an operations. Now, if I'm feeling a little swanky, I may just say that, I want you guys to know that Icebreakers is not just a thing we do, it's actually a proper noun. It's who we are and what you want your staff to be. Someone who's very professional at everything they do and are very genuine in the people that they service. So that is what an icebreaker is. And I'm the ultimate icebreaker, by the way.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That's awesome. Incredible. So now, one of your skills is you're a sales coach. And I see many students coming out into the industry and I'm telling them, yes, we've just been through a traumatic industry moment in history, right? But now you've got more opportunity than ever. But in order for them to seize those opportunities, they're going to have to sell themselves to an organization. What tips or pointers would you give to people at any point in their career looking to acquire a new position?
Oh, yes. Well, that's a good question. And let me just start by saying, if you are seeking to go into the sales side, especially in the hospitality right now, there are jobs open. And I know for me, it took a while for me to get into sales because I had so much operational background. Now the door is open and they're willing to give you that opportunity. So snatch it while you can. But I do tell individuals that with any job, not necessarily just in sales, what's most important, if you have experience in that space or years in that industry, a lot of times you're asked, why should we hire you? That's what you will be asked. And so instead of just going through that pathway of, all these years, I have these years of experience, I've done this, I've done that. It's business. We are talking to a business. So you need to let them know, if you hire me, I will decrease this and increase that. My example to that would be, if you have 5 years, 2 years or longer in an industry, then you would say, you want to hire me because with my experience, I can decrease your training time and increase your productivity. That would get you closer to the revenues that you're trying to get within your company. So if you can decrease something and even increase something or vice versa, that would be your great closing deal from a sales perspective.
I love that. And I think you said something very similar. It stuck with me. I believe you said it to my students in my class, where you said, if you are looking to get hired by a company, tell them why you are their solution. Why are
That's
you?
right. I did say that. That is, you're right, because when we're looking for work, typically that's what we think of ourselves as an employee, but we're more than that. We are an investment. And they are looking to hire you because there is an issue. There is a need there. They don't just need a warm body there. There's an issue, and you need to make sure that you do express that you are a solution to their problem. Know what that problem is and express it. Thank you for reminding me. That's correct. You get an A. You were listening. Yeah.
Thank you. Leon?
Something that you touched on about what do you say to get the job? That also goes into sales somewhat too, doesn't it? Where you can't be, you should buy my product. You have to be able to talk about the why they should buy and why they should buy from you. And one of the things that I experienced when I was in hotel management and in hospitality training is that folks couldn't explain the why. Right. Or they got one focused on the why. We're the least expensive, right? Or remember when breakfast first came out in hotels? Y'all remember that, right? Yes. And we had, whatever title you want to give it, continental breakfast, American breakfast, whatever, right? Yes. Stay with us. We have breakfast. And I remember when eggs got put on some of the menus. Oh, wow. Stay with us. I remember seeing a Facebook post that said, "We got eggs. We got eggs," right? And I thought about that whole why, and so what? So what? And so what about for those college students that are getting that bachelor's degree and they're coming out and someone says, "Why should I hire you?"
Right.
How do they make that conversation flow to the internship and valuable experience that they have? How do they throw that in?
Well, here's the great thing. Our industry is so much fun. You can be as creative as you want to and get going in this industry. So be fun, do your homework, make sure you're studying, because you don't want to go to any interview and you don't know the company, not just the brand of the hotel that maybe you are trying to apply for or whatever that company is. Like, really know the origin of that company, that organization. But if they ask you the why, just feel comfortable and say, well, why not? Here are my attributes. This is what I've been doing, while I've been in school. I understand that you're trying to grow in this direction with your company. This is what I can bring to the table. So you have to throw it back on them and say, why not? Look at who I am. You saw something that brought you in for an interview. So let me tell you some of my attributes that I have, obtained through this time. So I would say that's just me, because not that I've been in the industry so long. The kids now can be very comfortable and know that we have fun. And I was talking to someone this morning and I was saying, we're looking for something different. We're looking for something different when they're hiring, when companies are buying from you, whatever it is, they're looking for something different, because so long, everybody is like that, that jester that performs in front of the king, and the king is sitting there like, I'm so bored, make me laugh, do something different. They have heard everything that you're about to say. They have heard it time and time again. So you have to throw something out that they were not expecting to grab their attention. And even if you go down that path and say something similar, because you threw something out different, it caught their attention and they're all ears.
Right. I like it. I'm Leon Thomas with co-host Miranda Kitterlin Lynch. You're watching an episode of Checking In, a Lodging DEI chat. The show is produced by the Leon Thomas Group. You can learn more about us by going to theleonthomasgroup.com and learn about all this groovy services that we offer. Everything, if it's virtual, we can help you with it, including producing shows like this. Let's take a quick break and take a look at some of the work that was done all in-house by our producers, editors, and voiceover artists. Let's take a look.
Renting is everything. It's style at your doorstep. off the runway, and into your closet. It's every trend you've been dying to try, and every designer you've yet to discover. It's wearing it your way every time, and making it count everywhere you go. It's never worrying about what to wear, because something new is always coming your way. That's why renting is everything. New styles, top designers, all for a flat monthly fee. Start your subscription at renttherunway.com.
Slow roasted over hickory fire and pulled by hand. This is the way pit pork has always been done. Pulled pork lovers, rejoice. The smoky old days are back at the Smoke Shack.
Those two pieces were done by our entire production team. The voices you heard were that of Kelly Johnson and Dion Hunter. If we can help you solve your commercial voiceover editing problem, we're here to help you at the Leon Thomas Group. Let's go back to our conversation and let's go to Miranda. Go ahead, Miranda, take it away.
I've just been thinking about what Twanna said about the response to why should I hire you being, well, why not? Because obviously you saw something you like, and that's why I'm here for the interview. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think it can be done in a way that is not cocky or obnoxious. I think it can be done in a confident way of, well, tell me why not. You tell me why not. Manager who's probably facing a labor shortage and probably needs me more than I need you.
Right.
So I really like that. I wanted to ask you, you and I have had a conversation separately about small businesses, particularly minority-owned small businesses that offer supplies to businesses, right? To the hotel industry, for example.
Right.
Yet we know that many of the properties in our industry often go to the same big suppliers. How do we expand on that for me? Expand on that idea for me. Maybe you remember the conversation better and can articulate it better than I can.
Yes. Well, I'm a minority. I'm a certified minority-owned business, and that doesn't mean as much as just being a small business at hand. But that program is there to try to help us expand and get to become visible within our space that we're trying to do business in. What I feel in our industry, what we're missing is it's not that they don't, I think, want to help the small businesses, but they give us just a little speck here and there. And of course, all the large companies are the ones that they constantly go back. And I understand from a procurement standpoint, they're trying to reduce the number of suppliers because it's a lot easier. They can consolidate that. But it doesn't give us, the small business, an opportunity to grow and expand. And we hear capacity. We need companies that have the capacity to handle us. Well, I think one of the ways to solve that problem would be for our industry, because other industries will do it. They will actually have supplier network connections. So your larger suppliers or service providers would have an opportunity to actually meet companies like myself that can offer some services or products or whatever it may be that would expand what they can give to even you. Because the small business, we have big ideas, even though we're small, and we may be working on something that your large companies, because they've been doing the same thing over and over and over again, have not even expanded their minds to, right? We have a hard time with change until we have to. Yeah. So I think in our industry, it would be great for them to have an actual supplier diversity, like fair, if you want to say that, where they bring all of their big suppliers out and invite the small suppliers in to meet and greet one another. And that way we can see how we all can collaborate and work together. And that would be our way. I don't think that we necessarily have to be the face of large contracts, but we can be a part of that through your current suppliers who can find value in us. And that way we get a chance to work with them. So I don't see that in our industry. I see it in other industries where they do allow their big agencies and contracting companies to meet with the smaller ones so they can see how they can collaborate, and there's some synergy there. They can work together. And so I would like to see that for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. And on our show, we previously talked about how many companies were simply talking the talk, right? Well, that's a really
Yeah.
easy way to walk the walk.
Yeah.
We hear a lot about the need for DEI and the need for sustainability. Well, that's a pretty easy uh, step to take by buying from minority-owned businesses or employing minority-owned businesses,
Yes.
and buy locally or employ locally, right?
And employ locally. And another thing along with that that we can do, again, is in other industries. And I really we've been doing the same thing in our hospitality industry, and it's worked for a while, but it's time for a change in some areas, and definitely in your supplier side. And for me, I think with other companies, so you look, I don't want to call any company names, but there are larger companies outside the hospitality industry. They actually have a small business apprenticeship where they actually see what small businesses have in terms of services that they need, and they carve out a piece of business within their company so that that small business who is capable of doing the job will have their support to get it done. They do that in other corporations outside of our industry. They do that. And that's their way of helping that company grow. They scale and they become, a decent sized company that can continue to be a stronger supplier for them. But they kind of invested in that company. So they see something in them. So I would like to really see that and be an advocate for that in our industry.
Leon, before I hand it over to you, tell me, what do you think the roadblock is that's kept our industry from doing that?
Oh, you're asking me?
Oh, no, I was asking Twanna. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you were asking Leon. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, I think it's just been we've just been antiquated. It's very comfortable to just do things the same way. I know that there are some food service providers that we've used for years and years and years, and I think that's great. But there are smaller minority companies that also are an outsourced way to get food to your hotels or to your restaurants or whatever it may be, and you're not really seeing them because we go to the larger ones all the time. And that's okay. Continue to use them. But are you trying to bridge those smaller companies with those larger companies so they may be able to supply some diverse food items or drink items that maybe your large ones haven't even put on their menu items? So that would be something that you would want to do. And it requires us to be open-minded to say, you know what, I'm going to, I know they're like, oh, they're talking about one more thing to add to our plate, but to have an event that is straight for suppliers. We do a lot of hotel owners, diverse hotel owners coming to build a new hotel and maybe get a restaurant. And that's great. We have wonderful people that want to build and create new spaces for hotel ownership. But those hotel owners will need suppliers. They will need food suppliers. It'll be service suppliers like myself. How will they meet us unless we bring those suppliers into our own space, not in a general conference, because we can go and get a booth at a general conference, but it's not for us. It's still focused on either the brand or it's focused on the owners.
Right.
I'm talking about have a conversations where suppliers can get together and have something together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love what you're saying. And it's so true, not only in our industry, but many others. We look at the concept of diversity, and some industries have gotten really siloed in what they will do in terms of diversity. Right.
Yes.
And I'll give you an example. The National Football League, when they talk about diversity, one of the big areas they talked about first was coaching, head coaches. We need to have Black head coaches. All right. Well, that's accomplished some, although one got fired yesterday. We won't talk about that. But also, then they started talking about ownership. We need to have more Black and minorities owning football teams. But they didn't continue down the path of the other resource avenues.
That's right.
For example, the Pittsburgh Steelers renamed their stadium. They have a new naming rights agreement. It went from Heinz Stadium
Mhm.
to Acrisure
Oh, I didn't
Stadium,
know that. I knew it as
right?
Heinz. Okay.
Yeah. Now, if anyone does any research on Acrisure, if you look on their website, you will see 48 senior executives listed on their website.
Whoa.
None of them are Black.
Mm.
Why did the Pittsburgh Steelers choose a company that clearly is not showing diversity in leadership to be their partner?
Right.
Okay, so my point is there's more than that one avenue. And when you talk about supplier, yes, the hotel industry needs it. I ran hotels for close to 25 years. And as a Black general manager, regional manager, I can't remember one Black supplier.
Mhm.
Right. And I'm sure there were those out there, but I wasn't introduced to them, and I would have loved to do business with them. So
Right.
I hope that folks can listen and watch what you just said, and let's do something about that. Let's start those programs. I was really excited to see that
We
happen.
really need to, and I'm glad you noticed that. And I have to look up that because I knew Heinz, but now I know that it's very important. And I'm not saying, because obviously there are brands that have given my company multiple opportunities, and I appreciate it. It's just the slice of the pie is very small. You know, back in 2012, the NAACP, they were the ones that put out there in our industry that only 8% of the contracts that were going out from the hotels in general, the brands, 8% were minority. Only 8% of those contracts were minority.
Wow.
And so they started bringing that to the attention to start saying you need to give more to the minority business. And so I'm not saying that they're not trying to grow into that space, but as you go to give it to the minority business, you may stay in that same minority group, and you don't even expose me to those companies where we may be able to bring value. And the way the supplier diversity program works is they have a goal of how much spend that they're trying to do in their supplier diversity department of a hotel brand, let's say that. But at the same time, they want to make sure that their suppliers are spending money with minority businesses or women-owned businesses or diverse businesses as well, because it all makes up for whatever that goal is.
Right.
And the fastest way and the best way to make this work is to open up a platform where we all can actually meet and greet. I go to a lot of supply diversity in programs, and it's a small amount of hospitality that's there. Very like a dot, maybe 1%.
Wow.
They're not there. And again, even with those, I'm in hospitality. I want to see us have an actual event for hospitality suppliers. So we all can meet and make us come together as one, because we're fighting for what we can get. And so nobody's coming together. That's because our industry is not bridging us to all work together and help one another. And I would like to do that.
Yeah, I like it. Twanna, let's talk about something else. There are going to be folks that listen to this show or that watch it that are going to want to contact you.
Yes.
And I like for folks to have some type of connection other than, hey, I heard you on the show. I saw you on the show. I want them to have something else to talk about. So tell us some about you. What are some of your passions? What are some of your hobbies? What's that thing that for 2023 you said, I'm going to do, that's your goal? So tell us some about you, your hobbies, your passions, that type of thing.
Well, the one thing, and Miranda, she should probably already know, I've spoken several times at FIU. Thank you for that. And thank you, Castile College, for connecting us. I am on a mission to get people to be non-transactional. Is very important, because I'm in sales. People are very transactional in life. We all are trying to sell something to someone. As my book states, how to close a sale in 24 hours or less. The 24 hours is not one day. It's over a course of days, weeks, months, years. You have to be genuine. People are purchasing from you. They are they're hiring because they trust you, they believe in you. So you have to be genuine as possible. They're going to always be transactional individuals, but I'm on a mission to remove that from our life. I want us to be non-transactional and be as real as possible, because when it's all said and done, a person, and I like to say there's salespeople and there's sales professionals, and a sales professional, a salesperson will close more sales than a sales professional, but a sales professional will make more money simply because a salesperson is very transactional and a salesperson is all about the relationship, and they'll get their business via referrals. So I just want you to know what I stand for, Leon and Miranda, is all about being non-transactional, being very genuine, being wholesome, being real, because you don't need to be transactional. Sales is not about persuading individuals. It's about giving people what they really want and what they're asking for. So that might have been more than what you were asking for, Leon, but that is what I want people to know about me more than anything. That when you see me and you talk to me, you got the real deal. I am not selling you anything, even though I'm in sales. I'm being very genuine, and the relationship matters more than whatever else I'm trying to deliver. We'll get to that later.
Now, where can we buy your book? Let's talk about that. Yeah.
You can go to Amazon if you want to. You also can go to BookLogix, LOGIX.com, and you can buy it. But Amazon is probably the simple way to do it.
Amazon. And let me have the title again, please.
How to Close a Sale in 24 Hours to 4 or less.
Okay. Now, if I buy the book,
you could get a coaster.
Yes. There we go. I knew it was coming.
Leon, she already sent me a copy of the book. And it's so good. It's so good. I think I read it in 24 hours or less.
It's real quick.
Because it's just such a good read. And now that I think about it, I think my 4-year-old may be obsessed with you, because I have the cutest picture of her laying back with your book open, just looking at it.
You will listen. I love it. It came to me when I first started my company, and I was like, Lord, give me some kind of. I coach in acronyms.
Leon,
what am I doing? What are you doing? Leon, come back. I think we're losing him. Leon, you're going to get a full packet of everything, and then something special. I'll give you something special she won't have.
She's trying to pit us against each other. You hear that, right? All our listeners, when you don't see an episode 18, it's because Leon and I have broken up the band.
Yeah, now she's got us fighting. Pop, 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 pop. Go ahead.
You were saying. Listen, I want to leave you guys with something before we go. I know we're going to wrap up soon, but I heard something I thought that was very profound. When it comes to diversity, they were saying the essence of diversity is of thought, and inclusion is of new ideas. So that is why we have to come together.
I love that.
Diversity is of thought and inclusions of new ideas. I was like, you can't get it if we don't all come together.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Miranda, can I get us going into our final 2 questions? Can I get us rolling into it? So, Twanna, here's the big question. Big question number 1. Have you ever had a Maryland crab cake?
No, and I probably never will. Only because I don't like seafood. I am from Louisiana, but I hate seafood. That's my family dooley. One of my family doolies.
Okay.
Twanna loves Louisiana, but hates seafood. I don't know.
Okay. Well, at least
I love Maryland too.
You love Maryland, and at least you didn't have a Maryland crab cake in Kansas, like someone told us a couple of weeks ago.
This may be our one guest who's exempt from the crab cake challenge.
You are exempt. Yes.
Okay, good.
So my last question for you is, what would you tell your 20-year-old self? And it can only be one thing.
Oh, no. I need a book. Can I please have a book?
I hear you.
If I could can I tell myself 2 things, please? It's very important.
Okay.
And the reason why I have to be exempt, because I couldn't answer the crab cake once I get to it. I would tell my 20-year-old self, which when I was 20, I was working at a Holiday Inn Holidome in Monroe, Louisiana at school. I would have told my 20-year-old self when I found out that Grambling State University had a hospitality management, a degree in hospitality management, I would have said, go find out, because we didn't have, social media, internet, or anything like that to really research. I was like, wow, there's a degree in this, and I didn't go. So I definitely would have told myself to do that. But also I would have told my 20-year-old self, was like, look, anything you want is possible. But you have to make that dream happen by continuing to be up under individuals who are doing what you want to do. Where you're trying to go, follow them, listen to them, because they've already have drawn off the pathway. And so you can just go ahead and walk it, but you must follow them. Don't try to make it on your own. The path is already there, and just follow them. And then when you get to your destination, that is when you can create a new pathway for others. So that's what I would have told my 20-year-old self.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I feel good. And Leon, you didn't ask me my favorite food. I just feel like, what's up with that?
Well, wait a minute. Okay. We've got a couple minutes left.
I like to hear my favorite food.
All right. Well, let me get it right, because if I'm gonna ask, I gotta come right now.
Well, before I'm asking you, what's your favorite food? I don't know.
Okay, well, you can ask that back. It's cool. And then ask me about my plan for eating this year too, but I'll segue into that later. So Twanna, you haven't had crabs because you don't like seafood, but what is your favorite food? So my favorite cuisine is Mexican, Tex-Mex to be exact, but my favorite food would be French fries. I'm addicted to French fries. Like French fries.
Any particular kind or cut?
Yes. It must be homemade. I need the fresh with a little bit of the skin on it, just right. And if I can't have that, I need crinkly. That's my preference. Okay. I don't like shoestring fries. Like, you can bring me all kind of French fries.
All right. Now, we should have met about 20 years ago. Maybe less than that, 20 to 17 years ago, when I was a partner in Boardwalk Fries, a local franchise in the Mid-Atlantic states. Yeah, we had five locations, all French fries. You get different. Oh yeah, it was good stuff. It didn't make a lot of money, but it was pretty good stuff. Yeah,
I definitely would have been your fry taster. No doubt about it. Like, I'm going on a fry craze. There are some fries, I won't name any particular locations, but I do have some that I will just stop and get some. Bring the bag and all.
There you go. So now go ahead. You wanted to ask me something.
What's your foodie seem to be? So what's your favorite?
All right. My favorite food is ribs.
Ribs.
My favorite food is ribs. I had ribs on December 31st.
Okay.
I had barbecue chicken December 31st. I had Italian sausage, hot sausage December 31st. And that's because starting on January 1st, I am a vegetarian / part 1 day a week pescatarian. No, I didn't change religions. I'm still Baptist. Pescatarian, eating fish. I'm only going to eat fish 1 day a week, and that's on Sundays after church. And so the other 6 days, I am straight vegetarian. So I am on day number 10. It's going well.
How long are you planning on doing that? Through the whole year, or just for time? I do the Daniel fast at the top of the year. So
I'm going to do the entire year.
Yes, indeed.
Full year. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So
you probably won't go back. You know that, right?
That's what I've been told, that I won't go back, shouldn't go back, that it could create some health issues.
Oh, wow.
That's what some folks have told me in terms of digestion. Yeah.
Yes. Once you do it, you are probably going to be that way.
Yeah. So
maybe I should join you, and then I wouldn't have to have this blood pressure machine that's still in the box.
Oh my goodness.
It's still in the box.
This is my New Year's resolution, to check my blood pressure every day, and it's what, the 10th, and it's still in the box.
Well, you better start checking it, my girl. You better start checking it.
Please do
that. Listen, my New Year's resolution is to just make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do to get it done, And then when I shut it down, I shut it down.
Right on. Right
That's
on.
the best thing to do.
I love it.
Done.
Yeah,
I'm so
well
excited. Thank
done.
you for inviting me. This was so much
Indeed.
fun.
Thank you. Thank you for being our guest. We appreciate you being here. Let's bring our studio host, Oren Stewart, back on. Hey, Oren.
How you all doing? Such an amazing episode, such a great guest. I think I'm with Twanna when it comes to the Daniel fast. It was definitely life-changing. And when it goes into a change of life, you'll see so much happen. So Leon, you got a good year in store for yourself there, sir.
Absolutely.
Right on.
Yes, indeed. All righty. Thank you all once again for joining us here at Checking In, a Lodging DEI chat. What another amazing episode. We're in the new year, you all. Continue to tune in to great episodes to come. Take care.